So Halo Infinite is still planned for a 2021 release, but there's going to be certain aspects of the game not there at launch. Welcome back to another video here, my friends. Today, we're going to be talking about some Halo Infinite. Got some technical preview gameplay up on screen for you guys. If you guys missed my videos on that, just throw that up in the background while we talk about this. But there's a couple different things that are not going to be there in Halo Infinite at launch, which it is understandable. You know, especially with the state of the world and things like that, and especially if developers feel like things are not ready, they're not ready. I mean, they made the hard decision to delay Halo Infinite to begin with. It was supposed to already obviously be out by now. It's supposed to be out at launch with the Xbox Series X and S, but it wasn't because, you know, again, they wanted to make sure it was completely ready. It wasn't ready. There was some fan feedback based on, you know, what fans seen from some of the trailers that, you know, they didn't like. And you gotta commend Microsoft and 343. Because they took all that criticism and they said, you know what, we're going to delay the game, or we're going to try to make the best game that we possibly can, and we're going to try to fix the things that you know, fans think are not very good, right? So they're doing their best. You got to give them props. They are doing their best to make this something that, you know, the community is going to love. They said from the start they wanted to go back to the roots of Halo with this game. They wanted to make it something that, you know, veteran fans will love and newcomers alike, and I think that's very commendable and whatnot as well. So here's a couple things that we're not going to be able to see at launch. So we're not going to have a cooperative campaign at launch, and we're also not going to have Forge at launch. That does not mean we're not going to have it at all. We're just not going to have it at launch, unfortunately. Those are going to be things that are going to have to be pushed off till 2022. Of course, Halo Infinite is supposed to be released sometime holiday 2021. And so, again, you know, those are things that understandably are going to come late, you know, later on if they feel like they're not ready. And we actually have a couple quotes I'll read to you guys in a second here. So, again, co-op campaign, you're only going to have solo campaign at launch. And in Forge, you're going to have to wait for Forge as well. And personally, those are two things that I was always a big fan of. You know, I played a lot of them back in the day. So you know, it is kind of it bums me out, but at the same time, I'm not going to get mad at it, right? And I hope you guys aren't either, because, you know, like I said, I'd rather a developer take as much time as they need, and they've been obviously trying to focus more on making sure the multiplayer, the core multiplayer experience is good, and of course the campaign as well. So those modes are actually expected to launch sometime in 2022. They're going to be free updates though, so they are going to be completely free updates. They're going to come at a couple different times. One of them's going to come 3 months later. One of them's going to come 6 months later. So again, you know, it's a little bit post-launch, but it's you know, it's better than nothing, and it's better than never, and whatnot. And like I said, if they feel like they need more time, then they need more time. So I'm going to read you guys the first quote, throw it up on the screen. They said, "Our number one priority is making sure whatever we ship, whenever we ship it, it meets the right quality bar across all platforms, Xbox devices, PC, and all of its different configurations. And when we looked at these two experiences, which is campaign, co-op, and Forge, we made the determination that they're just not ready." And again, like I said, you know, it's completely understandable. Then the next quote after that is, "As a studio, we don't want to ship things if they're not ready, so people can play them, have fun, have a nice, stable, performant experience. So we're going to keep campaign, co-op, and Forge in the oven for a little bit longer, and then when they're ready, we're going to release them as part of our seasonal roadmap next year." And so when you could expect that is, well, Season 2 is going to be when you could expect the co-op campaign. So again, these are going to be free updates. So we're going to have, obviously, Season 1 at launch. A season, I guess, typically lasts 3 months, at least in most games. Most games, 2 to 3 months is a season. So co-op campaign is going to come out, you know, if all goes as planned, of course, as a Season 2 free update, which is going to be 3 months after launch. And then Forge, unfortunately, you got to wait a little bit longer for that one. Forge is going to come as a Season 3 update, which is going to be 6 months later, again, as a free update for Halo Infinite. So kind of wish it was the other way around. I don't know, maybe not. I don't know. Co-op campaign is pretty fun, especially when you're tackling it on Legendary and you're grouping up with a bunch of other people. I've always had a blast doing that back in the day in Halo 3. I played Halo 3's campaign probably like 1,000 times, you know, legendary co-op, just trying to help people get achievements and stuff like that as well. There's just good times. But then Forge as well. Forge is just super iconic. I mean, again, I don't know, you know, how many of you guys have spent a lot of time in Forge, but back in the day in Halo 3, I spent countless hours in Forge just hanging out. It was kind of like just like a social hub for me back in the day, where we just hang out and make some cool stuff. Had some friends that were really, really good at making stuff, and, you know, they knew like all the little glitches and stuff to kind of make some pretty cool stuff. You know, we made like skate parks and stuff, and obviously, you know, the only way to go to you know, ride around a skate park in Halo is with a warthog or a mongoose. So, you know, that was just good times. So Forge is always great. You know, you got so much customization with that, so much ability to create, you know, different kinds of special, you know, fan-made game modes. Of course, you got all kinds of different stuff, right? People make racing tracks. People make actual, you know, cool party game modes, right? That's how Infected, you know, first came to be way back in the day. You know, all these different modes were created by fans in Forge. So Forge is huge, and I'm really excited for Forge. I'm really looking forward to see, you know, what fans create in Halo Infinite, and what Forge, what they offer with Forge in Halo Infinite, because I'm, you know, obviously expecting it to be pretty substantial, which again is probably why it's not coming out until Season 2, 6 months after launch, because they really want to make sure Forge is really solid before it comes out. But when it does, man, like I said, I don't know how many of you guys are Halo veterans. If you've been around, you know, for a while, you know, maybe you've paid attention to Forge back in the day. I don't know, maybe not. But I feel like a lot of people back in the Halo 3 days, especially, you know, were super heavy on the Forge aspect. And I just, if you've never experienced the world of Forge, whether it's creating or playing other people's creations, I mean, you're in for a nice treat, man. It's I know I'm really praising Forge, but you know, again, I have really good memories of it back in the day with Halo 3. So yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. You know, about these delays. Like I said, I think it's understandable. I mean, we've seen what happens when games, you know, launch when they're not ready. Even if things get delayed multiple times, I've said this before. You know, at some point, you know, I guess I can understand how, you know, especially the higher ups, I guess, in companies, you don't want a bad image to delay a game like, you know, 5 times. But again, you know, looking at some other games that came out in the past couple of years that should have been delayed more and got pushed out a little bit sooner than they were ready for, it didn't turn out too good. You don't want that kind of rep, you know. Mr. Miyamoto said it best. I always forget the quote, but something about, you know, a rushed game will be bad forever or something like that. But when you take your time, I'm really vaguely paraphrasing, but when you take your time, you know, and you know, do what you can to make the best game possible, then it's going to be something that lasts, basically, right? So whatever you create in life, you know, take your time, make sure you're really satisfied with it, and put it out there. So yeah, anyways, I wanted to just kind of update you guys really quick on that. If we get more Halo Infinite tech previews and stuff like that, and if I get into the future tech previews, which I would assume I would, since I was in the first one, I would assume everyone who's in the first one will get into the second one, but they're going to expand how many people are in the second one, and I don't know when that's going to take place, but, you know, whenever that is, bring you guys gameplay. We're going to do a Let's Play series of the campaign when that comes out, and of course, a bunch of multiplayer. I'm really excited that Halo's back. Like I said, if you played the technical preview, you know that it's good, man. It's feeling really nice. So, yeah, everything's looking good. Like I said, we'll see Forge, and we'll see co-op campaign 3 months and then 6 months after launch and all that good stuff. So anyways, thanks for tuning in. I'll see you guys soon, another one. Make sure you guys stick around for more gaming content, and until the next one, game on.